Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Carmen with Elemental Designs, and today I'm going to show you guys how I went ahead and created my Christmas banner for the Holly Jolly Christmas Hop. For those of you that do not know, we're hosting a Christmas Hop throughout the month of November and also the first week of December. I'm sorry you guys, but I'm a little bit under the weather if you can't tell by my voice. I have a really bad head cold. But either way, I'm going to be creating 4 banner pieces, um, but actually that 4 turns into 7, but you guys will see. I used these pre-made banner pieces as like my stencil and my guide, but also because I'm going to be using those to kind of mat the craft paper. And this paper is by Craftsmith, and it's their reds, I believe. At least that's what I labeled it on the spine. I label all of my paper pads on the spine because I have them up. Yeah, it's the red. It's the red paper pad, and it has at least 3 different reds in it. And I really love the texture of this paper. It's nice and sturdy, and it has like a really nice kind of texture to it. So here you pretty much see me kind of tracing those shapes out, and then I'm going to trim up all the excess. And here's where I kind of noticed that I'm going to end up having some extra banner pieces left over. And I figured, you know what, let's just use these. We might as well. And then that's pretty much what I did. I end up also incorporating the pieces that I remove as part of the banner pieces. So here I'm just trimming all the excess. And I end up having, in total 8, but I will only use 7. And here you kind of see me coming up with the idea, like, you know what, I'm going to use all of these pieces up. So I'm using my favorite glue that I always use, which is the Dollar Tree embellishment glue. And this glue pretty much does everything for me. It glues pretty much almost everything and anything. I still haven't found something that I cannot glue down with this glue. And it dries really, really fast on paper. Other things you will require, will be required to leave it just for a little bit longer, but overall it does a really, really good job of just gluing down all different kinds of metals and plastics and just all different kinds of things. This banner was really fun for me to create. It was also very simple. This is the kind of banner that you can do on a budget. It does not require a lot of blingage. It does not require a lot of things, and you can pretty much use it with whatever you might have available or whatever is of easy access for you. I actually went to Michael's twice trying to find the Christmas paper, but I had no luck. So I'm very limited, I want to say, when it comes to actual paper with some Christmas themes on it. So I opted to use some of this ribbon, which has Santa Claus on it, and I found this at a dollar store that was right next door to where my Michael's is at. So that was pretty cool. That was a lucky find, and a nice cheap substitute. um, so here I'm just kind of again gluing everything down, and this is pretty much what you're gonna see me do. I'm gonna use this ribbon as the centerpiece, or at least the focal point for my banner. And I'm going to do the same thing to these 3 pieces that I'm going to use. There's going to be in the center of each of my banner pieces. And at first I started clipping it up, but then I decided to, I also have this one, I'm sorry. I also have this one with some candy canes, but I'm going to use that probably in a different project. Because it was too see-through, and I felt like everything was getting kind of lost on there. But this was really good to use this ribbon, especially because it's got that wiring on the side, so you can kind of manipulate the shape a little bit to a certain extent. So I was able to get nice. I was able to fold it nicely, especially like in that where it comes to a point. I was able to get that nice fold there, so that really worked out really well. And again, these are things that you can kind of do on a budget. So if you don't have paper pads, especially when it comes to certain holidays, but you are able to find, like, let's say, the ribbons at your dollar store, then this is something that you can do and still manage to come out with something that is really nice. If you went ahead and hopped along on this Holly Jolly Christmas Hop, then you're going to see a lot of fabulous crafters. Everybody has their own spin on how they created their banners. They all have, so many different techniques. We saw everything from the way I created mine all the way to one of our crafters actually creating hers out of Christmas trees. She made her banner out of Christmas trees, super cute. We have shaker banners. We have a little bit of everything on here. And every week we're going to be coming up with a new craft. And it is just really fun to see how everybody interprets the theme of Christmas. Um, so I hope that you guys, if you haven't seen it, you will come by and join us and just see, all the different crafters. We have about 9 people altogether. We have ladies and gentlemen in this crafter, in this hop. I'm sorry, you guys. I took medication and I think it's kicking in. You can hear I probably sound really congested because that's how I feel, really, really congested. So I'm gonna go ahead and use tape on most of those, and this is just painter's tape, just to kind of hold those down just for a few while I continue to work on everything else. Um, this ribbon that I'm using was a thrifty store finds. I got that whole roll as big as that roll seems. That's as full as it is, and I got it for $1, and it was a really nice find. So it worked very well with the theme of the red and the gold, which is kind of what I was going for based on the things that I had. And you kind of see me applying the ribbon in different, in 2 different ways. You just find the way that works, best for you. But this is a really nice and affordable way of just creating them. I would say that the paper pad cost when they're on hot buys, they go for like $5. But you have a lot of paper there when you buy these paper pads. The ribbon that I used, the Santa ribbon, was $1, and then that ribbon that I'm using to kind of cover all the borders was another $1. And you have more than enough to create a plethora of banners if you so wish to do so. And the reality is that I could have created 2 different banners with this, but I just decided to incorporate all the pieces on one. Now, if there was one thing that I would have probably done different on this banner, is that when I created it, and once I glued everything down, it didn't have a lot of movement. You know how banners kind of, they kind of hang and drape, in any direction that you want to put them in. With this kind of banner, the way that I created this one, you really don't have that mobility. You don't really have that movement. So I think if I was to do this again, knowing better now, I probably would do it a little bit different and just, allow each independent banner to be attached to the ribbon itself, as opposed to kind of overlaying them one on top of the other, because that removed the ability for it to move around completely. But overall, I still kind of liked it. It's a little different than what is normally considered to be a banner. But I think at the end of the day, you can make them in any way that you like. It's all about, however you want to do it. At the end of the day, it's going to be something that's going to be most likely displayed in your home. So however you want to do it is perfectly fine. But this is nice, it's a nice decoration for the holiday without having to spend a lot of money in getting it done and or creating it. I think another cool way that you can actually do this is if you print out, like, let's say you have small children. If you print out, I mean, or even adult children, if you print out their pictures, or family pictures, that's something that you can actually decoupage onto the banners, which is an idea that kind of came to me while I was watching one of our other crafters who actually decoupaged some beautiful images onto her banners as well. So that's something else that you can also kind of do. If you want to give this a more personal touch, you can go ahead and just print out maybe your children's pictures, and every child has a banner, or different little things like that, and then create, something that's like a family heirloom, if you will, that you hang up, every year, and as they grow, you can add more banner pieces and add more pictures of them, just kind of showing their growth, and just their change, how they've evolved from when they were small to when they get bigger. Just different little things like that. And again, crafting kind of like on a dime, if you will, because this is very affordable. Now, I created these bows, but I ended up not using it. I still have them. They'll probably go on something else. When it all came down to it, I was just like, oh, okay, I think I'm not gonna add these on there. But I did kind of create these, and I'm just showing you kind of how I did it. I kept it in there just so that you guys can see more or less how I did it, um, and how I glued them on. I always try to add glue after I'm done with creating bows because they seem to unravel. And this is another ribbon that I used. Again, another dollar store find. They weren't big on decoration, but they did have some of these cute little ribbons. So either way, I still feel like I got lucky. So here you're going to see me now kind of start assembling everything. And I left those big banner pieces somewhat plain, I'm going to say, which I do end up eventually changing up, but you won't see it on this video. On all the peaks in the bottom, I actually end up kind of adding glitter to it, and I end up using Deco Arts Glamour Dust Sprinkle on Glitter, which is like a fine glitter, and the color was gold. So if you do see my hop video, then you'll see that there's gold all along the bottom. I just did some random little swirls and just some random little things and just glittered them all up, just so that it doesn't look so plain. You're also going to see me use some Christmas washi tape by Recollections that was gifted to me by Mom to create. Um, so I actually end up using some of that just to kind of separate that bottom section a little bit, and again just to add a little bit of interest to them because I did keep them kind of plain. And here you kind of see me using this ruler just to make sure that I space them out properly when it comes to using the ribbon. And that's pretty much what I do there, is just kind of space them all out and just make sure that they're all evenly spaced out, so that when I go ahead and add the overlay, so if I would have left it like this would have had a lot of movement. It would have been perfectly fine. And I actually could have done that and just mounted those pieces and just did 4 pieces. And mounted each one on top of the next one, which would have also looked really nice. But I went for something different. I always try to do something that's just a little bit different, or I think is going to be just a little bit different, just to show that there's variety and options as far as how you can do things. And the washi tape that I end up choosing is just like candy cane stripe. It's just red and white. It's got like a metallic red on it, which I thought was really cute and kind of went well with this. And what's great about this washi tape is you can use any straight edge and kind of just, you know, it's very easy to tear off. So that's kind of what I do. And I didn't add any glue or anything like that to this. Usually I do, but I didn't add any kind of glue or tape to this. I just ran the tape straight through. Sorry, you guys. I'm not necessarily struggling through it today, but it's not the easiest task. But I knew that I had to more or less get this done for you guys. So I mean, I'm very, very excited overall. This is, I'm going to say the 3rd hop that I have been in, with the first hop being the Christmas in July hop. And then we went ahead and did Spooktacular Halloween hop. And here we are now on Christmas. So hopefully we'll have more of these hops for you guys. I hope that you guys enjoy it. If you have any suggestions for future hops that you would like to see, you know, come to life, if you will, then by all means, you know, drop a message down below, and I'll definitely put that into the consideration box. So when we have other projects and hops and stuff like that that are going to be coming up, you know, we'll definitely, you know, take a look at all the different ideas and see how we can more or less bring them all to life. These are really, really fun to do, these kinds of hops, and I just love, love, love seeing crafters craft. That's one of the things that kind of motivated me to get into crafting and my, you know, on my journey. And it's just really, really fun to just see how everybody's mind works. I love seeing how people put things together. So that first image is of an angel kind of blowing the horn. And I used the Dollar Tree metallic paper, the foil paper by Jot. And I just processed that, and I did two of them. So there's gonna be one on the first banner and one on the very last banner. I'm again keeping it with the gold and red theme. And here, this is a little Christmas tree that comes in three pieces. When I ordered this, I thought it was gonna be bigger, but they came out really small, so they give me the feeling of like little stickers. So what I end up doing with those is actually mounting them with some foam tape just to give them some dimension. I didn't add any additional sparkle to that or bling to the little trees. I left them kind of plain. Um, just because I didn't want them to get lost. They felt so small to me. I didn't know. I didn't want to start adding like all these different things to it and just lose the whole image. So I left them. I kind of left them like that. And I'm gonna do two of those little trees. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of mounting tape, some foam tape on them. And here I'm just cutting the little trunks that's gonna be under the tree. Um, Curve them out just slightly so that they have a little bit of a curve to them. And I'm going to use this as the base to start kind of mounting them. Um, Overall, I really did like the shape of it. I just wish that they were just a little bit larger. And unfortunately, that is the largest Christmas tree that I have as far as, paper shapers go. That is the largest tree that I have. So, but I do have to see what I do moving forward because this is just too small. I really like it though. It has that it reminds me of the Grinch that Stole Christmas. Just how that whole village is with the little swirly hairs and all the trees have like this nice little swirly curve to it. So it kind of reminded me of that. Um, so I do like it. I just wish it was bigger. And it comes with a little star and everything. And I went ahead and processed that again using just some of the remnants of the foil paper and gold. And this banner is almost done, you guys. I do want to say thank you guys so much for joining us, all of your comments and feedbacks. I have a lot of people to reply to, so thank you guys so much. And it's been awesome. And again, I love creating for you guys, so I'm always open to your suggestions and ideas for future projects. Anything from mixed media to hot video hops to I'm open to all different kinds of things, and I love learning and growing in this crafty community. It's just super awesome. So I want to say thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for supporting us, for supporting each other. It really does mean a lot to me. I do appreciate it. um, you're probably wondering, I spent over an hour trying to process these little words here. It's supposed to say cheer, love, and joy, and I end up not using it. Um, so you kind of see me fiddling with that to see how I can go ahead and use that. I probably could have incorporated some of them, but overall, I just really didn't like how it looked. Um, And so I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to let it be. And here I thought, you know what, let me go ahead and see if I can add a little bit of blingage, some foil paper blingage. And I tried using, a paper punch to kind of go through doing all of those, but it just wasn't working for me either. So I decided to just leave it as it was. Um, and that's pretty much how it ends up coming out, just the way that you see it now, minus the words. And then I end up adding some glitter, which you'll see if you come and check out the hops. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have an awesome day, you guys. Bye.